Yes. I want to welcome you all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most. No Mask Carl. To my front, I have my man, the one, the only, the man, myth, and the legend, Go Rolly. Big Mouth Cease.
So, question for you.
Let's hear it.
Why isn't Lex here?
He went to a wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Obligation.
Yeah, he went to a wedding, and then he's going somewhere else next weekend.
Gotcha.
So I was like, damn. He told me we went out to breakfast because people would think that like we broke up or something, or like we got into a fight or whatever.
I'm more surprised that y'all go out to breakfast, but go ahead.
what
What does that look like for y'all? Y'all be like getting burritos?
Nah, we went to Urban Wood.
Oh, y'all sat down and ate breakfast.
Just talked and everything. It was his birthday.
Just you and him?
Yeah, so when we walked in, the funny part that you said that, yes. We walked in, I said, hey, man, I'm going to take you out for breakfast. And then we walked in after we recorded. He's all dressed up. I got some clothes on. And he's like, no lie. He's like, I thought you had a whole group here waiting for
Wait, he thought you were bringing him to the surprise party?
Bro, he thought I was bringing him to the surprise party. I'm like, man, look, it's Sunday at 10 a.m. It's hard to get people to move at this time.
Sometimes people in like very vicarious ways will tell you what they need. So maybe that's just him trying to express a need or a want at least.
We got Secret Santa coming up. So
Okay.
I feel like, and that's in the next couple of weeks. So unlike like doing something like that, everyone is in attendance for this one for sure.
Okay, so that brings up something, right? Because we were Thanksgiving just passed. I was at my cousin's house.
Okay.
And he's very
out here or up north.
Up north. He's very much like you.
Okay.
And in that, like in our family, he's like the gatherer. He's like, if we need to do something, y'all can come over to my house. I'm going to take care of the food. It's not like hey, who's going to bring what? It's like, I'm hosting, y'all just be here. And he enjoys that, right?
Right.
And I noticed that you in your friend group or just in your circles, you do that.
Not this time around, but I took charge in helping out.
In general, you'll have game nights.
Oh yeah.
You got us together for a friend that we hadn't seen in a long time. Like you know what I mean? Like you were pushing that. Like where does that come from?
You know. All right, so I'll tell you exactly where it comes from.
I have a theory, but
y'all called it out.
Oh, because you're an only child?
No. You went way left.
I was okay.
I'm over here.
I was like, he just didn't have nobody around when he was little.
No. It's a sad story.
No, go ahead. No, I'm just saying, like you try to compensate.
No friends.
You try to compensate.
Bro, I grew up in military housing. There was kids everywhere.
You're not making it sound better.
Bro, there was always kids around though, like other military families.
And then they would leave at some point.
Shit, so did we.
Like you didn't really get to develop friendships
because we have.
Go ahead.
We have the luxury of living on this block.
Okay.
Where there's hella kids. For some reason, on this block in particular, there's more kids. I live like 10 streets down. I don't know how to explain it to you.
Okay, and
I got cousins my age, like close to it, like Alonzo.
So you just deviated from actually answering the question. I
just been around people. You make it seem like I was in the house, like playing catch with the ball against the wall.
I just feel like now you got like people in your circle that you consider to be family, and you make sure to make it a point to like be the catalyst for people being able to get together, whether it be a fantasy football, like you do all that stuff.
I'd be bad at getting back to people now.
Okay.
So you're saying I've been doing this before my kids were born, or I had kids?
I'm trying. I don't
think I was like that though. Like we would come here to pod and shit.
But even I'll give you a perfect example. Right, I've been to like how many times have I invited you and been like, "Yo, come over here with me and this group of people and come kick it."
Not many.
And now conversely,
but you're not from here though.
Okay, I guess we gotta.
Because I've hung out with you and B, before when he was more active and stuff like that.
But in comparison, I've been around your family on numerous different.
If I moved to LA and you lived in LA, I think that you would be like, yo, like come out to this spot, especially because it's like. Now here's the thing, I be trying to put you on shit. Because it's my home city, but it'd be the reverse. I'm like, man, let me call this motherfucker. Ask him.
Well, no, I was going to get to that because he was like, I took him to Urban Wood. And I was like, okay. I don't know why that struck me like that, where I was like,
first of all.
Did you tell him who took you, though?
Did I?
Probably not.
No.
I usually don't get the credit.
I usually tell people that, but I'll say Cecil put me on in this place, or let me ask Cecil real quick.
That's all I ask for.
Yeah,
I take pride in stuff like that.
Yeah, I figured. But
Okay.
I just don't have to, like, we don't be around enough to be like, hey, remember Cecil, like, said this place? But
Gotcha.
anytime I call you, like, and be like, yo, there's a spot I want to go to, especially, it depends on the mood. It depends on the vibe, right? Because if it's a Friday, 6 o'clock, I'm like, Cecil, hey, what's a cool food spot real quick? Have I not? And you
wait,
that's
why?
when he respond back fast.
Why,
He's like, oh,
why am I the friend?
needed.
Why am I the friend? Like, no, you're right too. I never ignore that text. I'm like, no, I'm about to put them on.
I'm needed.
I was like, you going out with your girl? No. This is gonna smell like cease.
Yeah. I was like, and then the spot. It's funny because we went out 2 weeks ago, you and I, or about a week ago. And I got up the next day and I just realized, like, I'm not moving the same.
No.
That next day hurt me so bad. I had like 4 drinks. That was it in a 4-hour period. So it was like, it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3-hour period. But it wasn't nothing crazy. But I woke up the next day. I was like, what's wrong with me? I got COVID? Like, I didn't know what was going on.
No. You're absolutely right. The next day I was like, I'm not hungover, but I'm just
lethargic.
Yeah. I'm out of it. I had me at CVS getting them little hydrate drinks and stuff.
I was trying everything.
I was pouring
I drank caffeine that day. I don't really drink caffeine like that, man. And it wasn't working. Like, none of that.
I was like, I just need to be off. That's the only thing that's going to help right now is being off.
The only thing I was thankful for was a Friday because I was like, that's my last day of the week. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'm going to make it through this Friday, but after that, I ain't going to be able to do nothing else. So, but yeah, man, realistically, I've been bad at answering the phone lately. So what I try to do is like pocket that time. So like, yo, if we get 2 hours together, maybe we'll be able to like have a conversation. It's funny you asked me that because to add to my point, I was thinking like, I don't talk to you. Maybe I'll talk to you a couple of times a week, but not nearly every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are times where like maybe 2 or 3 weeks or a month goes by and I haven't talked to you. Mm-hmm. But I like that because now I get to choose the best parts of what happened to me in the last month that I want to share that I probably couldn't get my shit off with anyone else that would understand what the hell I'm talking about or whatever. So that part to me is amazing.
Okay. No, I'm rolling. I feel very similar in the sense that it makes it a better and more engaging story to tell.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? The lives we live at this point are pretty mundane because we have jobs. You know what I mean? That's what takes up most of your time.
Sig others, all that.
Yeah, exactly. So if I could get like a couple of months of some like dope events and put them into one story, I seem pretty lit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how you doing? You know, so when you go back and tell your girl, you're like, how's he doing? You doing all right? You know, he just came back from.
Yeah, he was doing this. You know, matter of fact, he told us to go eat over here. So
there you go.
There's something to be said about like aging like gracefully. We not old as hell or nothing like that, but I'm saying like just coming into your own. And you know, I'm younger than you, so like some of the things that you own,
he winked when he did that,
or the things that you were on, right? I understand now.
Okay, so I was having this conversation because I was thinking about it. I got a cousin who's 4 years older than me, and in her mind, she's not my cousin. She's my older cousin. Like. And I'm like, like at this point we just cousins because now we both grown, but she'll never look at it that way.
Right.
4-year age difference. So that's always been like a significant.
Make sure I heard this correct. She's 4 years older than you.
Yeah, she's 4 years older than me. So that's always like been a big age distinction for myself specifically. Now I'm dating somebody who's 4 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And so I asked her the other day, I was like, yo, do you like when we be getting like into like to a dispute, do you be thinking sometimes to yourself like, oh, this little young
naive.
This little young dude don't know what he's talking about. Come here, young buck.
What was her response? Because I want to know. Because my wife's older than me by 3 years.
Well, so no, she immediately went to like, I guess you know how you mentioned earlier, like the opposite end of the spectrum of like the age difference of me just being younger and her being an older woman. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's not even what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she was like, no, she was like, you know, you what did she say specifically? She said, you've been through some shit, so you know what I mean? Like, you got good perspective. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm rocking with that. Because it was just a random thought that ran through my mind, like, does she, like, be, like, behind closed doors, be sending me to her friends? Like, you know, but I guess.
When do you think older women started respecting you as an equal?
When did but okay, so what age was I?
That's what I'm asking. Like, what age do you feel like that they started respecting you as an equal? I'd say 29 for me.
Honestly, I think life like choices and trajectory have a lot to do with it, because I feel like when a lot of people found out I was in the social work field,
Yeah.
that legitimized me as a person. Because
he done seen some shit and been through some
not
shit.
even
or
that
whatever.
he just done seen some shit, but you got to think about like when you're young and when you're making career choices, a lot of people are like romanticizing what they want to do with life. Like, oh, I'm gonna be an entertainment lawyer, and you be looking at them like, no, you're not. You know what I mean? And then, like,
that's hate. But you're right. You're right.
You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
But so it's like I'm glad that you have that goal right now, but I'm so excited to see where you actually land.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
So when early on, when people heard social work, they're like, oh, you could do that. Like, I don't know why you would want to do that in a lot of cases, but like, yes, you could do that. And if you're making that choice this early on, like, you might be, you know, about what you're about.
Okay, so as a dating equal then, or is this the oldest or the oldest? I don't want to say it like that because that sounds crazy on the playback. But is she like in terms of like the oldest woman in terms of like you dating 4 years older that you've ever?
No, because
like I feel like women started giving me a chance once they realized that was part of some of the shit I had on here. But like I feel like women started giving me a chance, older women or like more mature women and shit like that. When they realized, where I work at, and they realized my age, I started getting some bars off. But used to laugh at me in my house shit, and I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna buy a house.
I don't think I laughed at you.
No, well, not laugh, but like,
laugh.
Like laugh, like that was part of
that.
No, like it's part of my game. Like oh, you know, nigga, well, you go over here sitting all day, but they be eating that shit up. But it's fire when you get it off. Like
it's a flex.
Yeah, but it ain't when you like when I was living here. It ain't a flex. Like it seemed like he got hopes and wishes.
No, but it's a flex like anything else because you wanted something, and so like on the way to like talking about wanting to get something, like that's the part that you clown, and then when you get it, you like, and if you don't get it, you clown more, and then when you get it, you be like, all right, I see you now.
I absolutely wasn't hurt by it. What it was part of it's part of the game.
Yeah,
like that is part of my game to say. I'm gonna accomplish X, Y, and Z. This me peacocking.
That's the hustle. Because while other people were out there, like, oh, I got the 1 bedroom. You know, I'm out here independent. Da da da. It's like, but you'll never own that.
That's real.
So you had, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you gotta get a little muddy.
You gotta
eat to get what you want. So I'm not mad at that. It wasn't like we was clowning. It was just like, you know. It was admiration mixed in with a little bit of hate.
No, I mean, no, it's amazing. But that's what I'm saying. You found the ruse.
That's real for gumbo.
That's the ruse. No, that was what I was. I mean, that's what I was pushing at that point in time. So I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it's funny because when I hear somebody else get that shit, I'm like, I know what this is. I did that same thing.
No. But going back to the question, I had to think about what you were even asking me. When it comes to like being a younger dude and then like being around older women, it depends on like the women usually run that situation. So it really depends on what it is that they want from you. Some women want to be around you to because you might be a little piece of arm candy. You might be a younger dude. And the way you move, the way you spend money, the places you go, that might be a flex to them. So like, well, I want to, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm still at that phase. They might have been in a relationship with somebody their age, and now they just trying to like rebound with a younger dude. Or it might just be strictly physical.
I got a cousin she's in her 50s now.
Snitch.
I'm not gonna say who she is.
Okay, go ahead.
You know who she is.
Snitch.
But that's still not saying that much. But like, is she? Well, yeah, you're right.
Keep going. Go ahead.
I'm getting worse. Yeah. My man called me. Tell him all. He like Carlise, tell them all. I was like, oh, here we go. You better like Ash Ketchum, got to catch them all. Yeah.
Carlise gonna tell him.
But I got a older cousin, and I would say the respect for her to me was probably after I got out of college. And I realized our relationship changed. It wasn't no longer like I just run into you Thanksgiving, holidays and stuff like that or whatever. It's now like, hey man, why don't you come on out here, hang out with me? Or, hey, what you doing? When I come out here, let me come roll with you, right? So I was just like, damn. We started out going hiking and stuff, and I learned more about her than what I ever knew about her, like just seeing her on the holidays. Obviously, the age gap and stuff like that. More so than my other cousins, but we have like-minded paths, right? Yeah. Like we're the ones in our family that, you know, work solid jobs and stuff like that. She got her own spot or whatever. Like she around other professionals, black professionals and stuff. And I was just like, yo, this shit is amazing how you treat me. Yeah. So like I noticed like even with that happened and it coincided with the whole thing about, I'm just noticing that older people like fuck with my mental.
Okay, so and so that's another piece, right? Because you brought up your cousin. So I have a male cousin, and I could distinctly remember me being a kid and him being a little bit older, and me thinking like, oh, he just don't really mess with me like that.
Right.
And it wasn't until I think he seen me talk to other adults. Because you got to remember, like, as family members, we're just communicating within the family. So all you know is how you act around your auntie, your cousin, da, da, da. It was when he seen me like, oh.
And they bring up all your childish stories.
Well, yeah, they do. But it, like, in that moment, he's like, oh, he's seeing me, like, navigate the world outside of the family.
Right.
And it's like, oh, he got a little, like, you know,
he would hang with you, like if y'all wasn't there.
Well, no, but then after the fact, that's my closest family member, because it's like, he's like, oh, I see him as an adult now. Like, I see what he does outside of the family.
Right.
And I can rock with that. And we're very close.
That's dope. Yeah. It's weird when it happens.
It's very weird.
Y'all got a kids table?
What's that?
At your family member's house you went to go eat at Thanksgiving?
The way the family gatherings, like, it'd be multiple people doing the gathering, so the people with the kids
just make do, huh?
I don't usually go to that function.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I want to go to the grown-up function.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the kids be running around and shit. You can't say the stuff you really want to say and all this.
Well, I will say this. After this last Thanksgiving, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it or how to orchestrate it. I was like, but I would like to get all the respective nuclear families in my family together for like a big holiday or some type of celebratory bash. Like, it doesn't even need to be Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to try it for a holiday that people don't really be taking ownership of. Yeah. So they don't have to feel like, oh, no, I usually do Thanksgiving in my house. So like maybe a Juneteenth just to get everybody together so we could have the kids there. We could have the older adults, some of the elderly folks, and just... You
got questions, Bices? Because I got more questions to ask you.
Go ahead.
No. You have those?
I got one.
All right, here we go. We'll do random shit to fill in time.
Okay.
But it's funny you said that. So my question is, when's the last time you went to a family reunion? Or the last time y'all had one?
So I think there was one last year and I just didn't go. I had something else going on.
Where was it at?
At a park.
In up north?
Yeah. So right, that and then my cousin. So it's like, are we talking about family reunion or event?
Like the one you get the t-shirt from.
Okay, but look. But these days, I'm like, family reunion is like very specific. Sometimes people have events where they get enough people to come together. And like if somebody has a wedding, and you be like, well, dang, it's kind of like a family reunion because I ain't seen most of these people in a minute.
No, I'm talking about the one where, so then the family reunions we used to go on, like we would go on a cruise or we'd meet at a park.
Yeah.
And people would have the shirts and like, it'd be like Gaither family reunion.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I still be seeing those to this day when I be like, oh, you with that group over there. That's definitely your cousin because y'all got the purple shirts on.
I saw one the other day at the park at Roar.
Yeah.
And it was amazing though. They had a smoker. Like we drove by. She's like, was something on fire? I said, nah, that's a smoker.
So the last time my paternal side of the family had a family reunion, it was I think it was like 2 years ago. I just didn't go.
Is there any reason why?
I think I had something else. It had to have been that I had something else going on, or else I would have been there.
Or if they gave you like advance notice, you would have like knew not to plan around it or something.
So one of the things that I don't want to say is like a matter of contention, but like me and my girl are different in this way. Is I like to wait till the last minute to do everything.
Right.
And she loves to plan ahead. So it's within our
all the anxiety be kicking in. Which, oh, we got to get this. He's like, nah, we're gonna wait till the last.
And you know what? And and you know what I mean? Look,
I feel you though.
You called me petty a while back, and I was like, in this relationship, I was like, I'm definitely petty because I was like, I love when I wait to the last minute and then it work out. I'm like, I told you.
Meanwhile, she on edge the whole time.
Yeah, no, and she say that too. So it's like you got to kind of like meet in the middle because it's like while this is also like calming for me, if it's anxiety inducing for you, like we need to like be able to like compromise that.
I also think it's where we work at though, because it's like nothing ever goes to plan, like 100%. Something always comes up that you didn't understand. So I feel you on waiting till the last minute on certain things.
But that was the family reunion thing, right? Is that we had made plans far out.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yo, family reunion, y'all got a couple of months, that's what we're gonna do. I'm like, I'm already booked for that day. Made it sound like I was lying.
Right. All right,
like, you got something to do. You already got plans? Like, yeah, man.
I gotta go teach something real quick, man. Nah, he don't want to hang with us. That's probably what they said.
Yeah, but
I'm over here being phony. I haven't been to one in a while either, but I want to go now.
I would love to even throw one because I'm like, as every year goes by, you got less people that you can invite because people just
be going.
Yeah.
Or doing their own thing now.
Yeah.
Because what I realized is like in my nuclear family, right? Or not my nuclear family, but my like immediate family that be around the area and stuff. It's only 3 sides of us that come. Like my girl's people, me, or my wife's people, me, and then my aunt. You know what I mean? And then her, her family. And then we'll have like other people that we'll invite every once in a while, but it's considerably shrinking. It's about 15 of us. That's a solid number, but
I even that I feel like is a blessing. We were again talking about this on Thanksgiving about how like the longer you live, family forms itself. My cousin married his wife. They live in the house that her mother purchased.
Yes.
Her mother passed away. Her mother was neighbors with her sister. So the aunt still lives next door.
Oh, so they right there.
Yeah. So it's like, our holidays are just a bunch of people that 20 years ago, if you would have showed them the picture of what Thanksgiving looks like in 2023, they'd be like, oh, you lying.
Yeah, no way.
You kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? Like for
Right.
for so many different reasons. And we come together, we have a blast. My cousin, he got a best friend that for as long as I can remember, he's at every family event. And I be questioning it too, because he be there early. So I'm like, it ain't like you was with your family and then you came over here. You just here.
He like being there,
Yeah,
though.
and every
At least he
single,
being honest.
and he's part of the family.
Right.
And I wouldn't, you know what I mean? It would be weirder at this point for him not to be there. And I'm like, I think that's so dope because I don't know, like on his end, what if there's a void and that's filling that for him. But I'm like, hey, come on.
I think when you said that, I think about like all the other places I used to go. I don't go to other people's houses anymore. It's been a while since I've left my family and gone to someone else's house. So much so that in 2013, which is probably a year and a half before I met you, I used to go over to. So me and my cousin, we used to be really close, and then we used to go over to his best friend's house, who they used to be really close.
Yeah.
Samoan family. So we would go there, and we'd be there till like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning drinking and hanging out. But then over time, they've all moved, like, to different spots. Matter of fact, my man Aaron, he moved up to Seattle. You ran into him because you hit me up about him.
Oh, and so did we come to the conclusion that
Yeah,
that
it was him.
the
It was
person?
him. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I talked to him on Instagram, and he was like, "Yeah, I did run into Cease, man."
There we go.
And so, but yeah, man, he's up in Seattle now.
So when I seen, just not as an aside, when I seen him, he was down here visiting.
Yeah, so he comes back. They got family here.
Interesting.
They all live like towards Encanto area and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But like they come out here. Matter of fact, I want to say like his people, like his mom and dad are still here. I think it was him, his cousin, and his sister. They moved up to like the Washington area, and they found some like really good jobs out there. So there's no reason for them to, really be living here. Because I remember when they were here, bro, it was just like, man, something got to work out. And it did. But it's expensive living out here now, man.
I was gonna say, trying to come back just might not be fiscally sound.
No, he's working for like some research center. Like I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
All right, so can we take? I know you got a little script going and whatnot. Can we just take a little pause to just admire?
This is random. We all in the random.
Admire the new money. So tell me about the aesthetic right now. Did grown folks business?
Watch how I try to dumb it down. Use couches.
Oh no! But listen, that's fine.
But they look new.
But tell me what was going through your mind when you said we gonna go white on white. We gonna go single seat. Like what happens when there's a guest here?
So what I thought about was sliding this table out forward.
Okay.
And then someone sitting right here.
So how new is this?
3 weeks.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, this is only maybe the 3rd episode that we've done like this.
Okay. And then how do you make the camera see Alex when he's sitting here?
You just get the right side profile. We ain't real big money yet to where I do the split cameras yet.
Oh, I was gonna say,
which would be fire.
Well, I was talking more on the white on white.
Oh, that you did this side profile.
Because I was gonna say,
thought he was talking about
when he's sitting here, it probably only looked like a shirt and a pair of shorts.
But when he start blushing, you see him.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
White and red go together.
Okay, so I see y'all got the alcohol bottles, and they it's the gentleman jack, so it's like the good stuff.
Yeah, we just got it flipped around because they don't pay us nothing.
Okay,
got King Lex,
and so you got the insignia on there. What was that all about?
So I didn't buy these. We had a guest come and like bring these to us.
Oh, y'all
My man JD with Drinks with JD brought these when he came through. And then obviously, the Armenian spirit box that we got. You've been here for that.
Yeah.
Or the person who did all that.
I'm familiar.
My man Joe, he made the little wood thing for us. Big Joe. I ran into him at one of Jamar's football camps about 3 years ago. Y'all never knew what it said, but it says Grown Folks Business or Grown Folks Podcast Network or one of those on there. What does it say on there? I can't see.
It said Grown Folks Business Podcast.
All right, so Cease never knew that he got a plaque.
I'm just bugging out, y'all. It's real black in here right now.
The crazy part is that we never really talked about like some of our listeners know, and the other ones don't. And they probably like, yo, this dude got a lot of he's got a lot of practice. So if you've never listened to our first 75 podcasts, right, that was Cease is the original founding father of this whole network in the first place. So that's why, and we've only changed this place 3 times. Remember, we had a wood table in here. Remember that old wood black table? And we had the black family painting that was on the back.
Listen,
we was in here huddled up on that couch.
I'm just peeping the vibes that's going on.
It's a completely different room. I'll give you that.
It's mad vibes.
It's completely different. And you're right, because when we had the leather couch here, I had to get rid.
You know.
Did I tell you how that got?
You know what it feel like?
What?
It feel like you started taking your mama advice as you got older.
Nah, she said you need to come. Okay, so that's really what happened.
Yeah.
What happened was she said, "Yo, this room is a mess."
Look.
This is the one area of the house she ain't redo yet.
Because look. Because now this area could be the studio and something else. Before it was just the studio.
Oh no. They all the way playing right now too. Because when the guests here, they open the doors now. Like they proud of this.
I'm
room.
sure. I'm sure. This is where it happens, y'all. Remember I told you my baby had a broadcast? Come here, look, feel this. This is just like a real studio.
Oh shit, that's what makes that shit funny, man. Because they had the door all the way, all the drapes was open, letting the light in here.
That is hilarious.
Because before, like that leather couch, it looked like what it would produce to a room, like. And the brother came and picked it up in a Dodge Charger.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm really proud of what you got going on in here. You got the Ethiopian rug.
She got one more thing she got to do.
You got the. I'm
gonna point to it and you gonna laugh.
Hold on. You got the expensive wires. You got the same mic stands that you had since day one.
Absolutely.
So, keep it real.
I wasn't using them like this though. I never had this mic stand before.
No, it looks good. It looks like you're getting money.
Matter of fact, I found more mic stands. I was like, yo, we're not get these.
I mean, listen. I'm not mad at it. You definitely have a direction that you're going in, so keep on going.
She gonna change that. It's gone.
Is she gonna take it out?
Yeah, she got one that do heating and cooling, I guess, at the same time.
Yeah. All y'all getting money. All y'all getting money.
She died. And I'm gonna put a TV up right here.
Oh, I see y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I've been missing too many games, so now it's like at this point, man, I need to be able to watch something.
See, look, the transition was good for you. You needed a white co-host because he got you changing.
he not the fancy one.
Hey, look.
Hey, check a few of them YouTubes. He come out here bare feet and some slides. I'm like, yo,
that's gonna be a YouTube. He's not getting my view.
Yeah, man, they be really getting them, man. What's up with you though? You got your question.
I got my one. Okay. So I like sneakers, right? I like clothes in general. It's just kind of always been a thing. So
you a StockX shopper?
No. I feel like I'm better at the sneaker game than having to buy shoes off StockX. So in the last 5 years, I've only done it once, and it wasn't a shoe for me. It was a shoe for somebody else, and
no problems.
I messed it up.
Oh,
I messed up like the sneaker thing. So I had to go on StockX to rectify the issue. I got the wrong size shoe for somebody else. Anyway, long story less long, right? So me and my girl, we wanted the same shoe. So
as in like a his and her set, or like you found out she liked the shoe that you like?
She liked the shoe that I like, but I wasn't mad. We have several of the same pairs of shoes.
Okay, there we go.
What I mean? Like we got a similar style in that.
Y'all wear them at the same time sometimes?
So yes and no.
Okay.
So like if she's wearing a pair of blazers, like she want to wear her the old school white ones, I got a pair of like SB blazers, so we'll both have blazers on.
But not the same exact one.
We've done it before.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'll tell
you. That's real cute.
Look, I'll do you one better.
I'm with you.
Hey, we was at the mall in L.A., and we seen this dude and this girl with the same matching jumpsuit on, and I was like, oh, he need to jump off something real quick.
Yeah. Shoes is cool, but I'm not about to wear his and hers tracksuit.
You can't have the same. And look, and the way the sizes was, I was like, I think y'all grabbed the wrong one. I think he got on hers. And she
He
got on
tried
his.
to make do. He was just like, look, this all they got left is a large.
No, look. That was bad. Okay, so we ordered these shoes, right?
Yes.
They come in. The shoes are there. We're arguing that day. It's like a bad argument too. We're not really getting along. So that night she go to bed early.
Okay.
I'm in the living room. I'm meandering. I'm making a lot of noise because that's what you do. You know what I mean? Passive aggressive. And so I was like, man, I need something to cheer me up. I was like, let me go ahead and open up my shoes, see what I got going on.
Yeah.
Now the shoes she got were the same shoe, but a little bit different.
How?
It was different. So they're 11s, different colorway. I got like the Concord colorway. She got the Neapolitan.
Okay, there we go.
Right. So I'm looking at my shoe. Her box ain't open yet.
But yours is.
And she mad. She in bed. Is it messed up if I open up her shoebox?
Yeah, it's not yours though.
What if I paid for them?
Then nah.
It's not messed up.
Nah.
Oh, okay, because I didn't do it.
If you wanted to return them.
No, I wasn't gonna do that.
No, but I'm saying you have the power to return them.
No,
if you
I
want to.
technically no, I don't.
No, but
no, I don't.
In a court of law.
Once they
if you want to go that far.
Once they showed up at the house, them joints belonged to her. Because I was about to open them and then leave them by the door like I had warned them, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Hey, see, you chose a better path.
Okay, and that was just my question.
Path of least resistance.
She told me I wouldn't have cared if you would have done it. I was like, you're bold-faced.
Was that after everything was rectified?
No, we were still mad when I was thinking about opening the shoes.
Why were you going to open them?
Huh?
Why were you going to open them?
Just be an asshole.
Oh, okay. So there was
Because
no
like
rhyme or,
for me, I like the sensation of being able to open up my shoe.
there was no rhyme or reason or nothing like that.
I mean, I didn't need to. I could have waited. I've seen pictures of the shoe online. They got videos of them.
Now, do I think about doing that? No, because unless I order something at the same time and I'm just scavenging, but I mean, for the most part, we get shit. I mean, she opens my shit. Like today, but again, I think she probably assumed because she bought a lot of stuff too.
Can she open your mail?
She has to open my mail. I don't open my mail.
Okay, that's fair.
That's a great question because I literally walk by that pile every day and don't touch it. Everything that I need to see is paperless.
Huh.
Like, I don't look at none of that. Like, if you want to find me, whatever, pull some money out of my account without me asking or something like that, you'll find me. But the mail shit, I can't get with.
All right, I got you. Right? You're both in committed relationships, right?
Yes.
The plan is to live out life with your partner. That's the plan.
Absolutely.
Now, say you're not thinking this is going to actually happen in real life, just hypothetically.
Okay.
You find some evidence, some hard evidence, like I don't know how you know, but you know that your partner is cheating on you.
Okay.
What's the first thing that you're doing?
You know what's crazy, man? Not even the sidetrackers, but like me and my boy talked about this a few years ago. And I don't know if this is an age thing or it's weird. And she probably gonna look at me crazy or whatever for saying this. I'd probably just ask questions. I don't even think I would get upset. Because I've been in these situations so many times before. Not so many, but enough times for me to be like.
Where you've gotten cheated on?
Yeah, about twice. That's enough. I feel like that's
it's an impactful enough of a situation for two to.
So the first time I saw that, right, a message came through on this girl's phone, right, and anybody that wants to judge me, y'all have all done this, right?
Oh, you keep looking over there because that's recording, huh?
No, I'm looking over here. There's several things. There's the Steelers are playing the Texans right now. That's recording. I look up.
Gotcha.
There's three things at one time.
Got it.
But so a message came through on her phone, and I saw it. And even in that moment, all I did was I lightly tossed the phone on the bed, shook her. Hey, hey.
Wait, lightly tossing the phone on the bed.
I gotta make sure I say it like that because it makes it look like here, motherfucker.
But even the light toss, you could have just set it
wasn't
down.
in the face or nothing like that. It was like on the side of the bed. I said, "Hey, yo."
You wanted the light toss to get her attention.
I was already dressed too. She was knocked out asleep. I put my shorts on so bad. Hey, yo. Seems like you and old boy got some things that y'all need to work on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and head out though.
Okay.
And I walked home. I was so now.
Okay, now.
I would probably just have a bunch of questions because I would wonder where the time came from to be able to do this.
You sure. Right? You're going to have questions. Technically, you have all the answers that you need. What's the first thing that you're doing?
I'm confronting for sure.
Okay.
I'm not even waiting until I get home. You know me. I need to
let me
have
ask
things
the question
instantaneously.
better. You've confronted. You now are living with the information of knowing my partner has cheated on me. Life has just changed in a moment's instance because you now have figured all these things out. What's the first thing that you're doing?
Whatever the fuck I want to do at that point.
That's the answer that I was looking for.
And that's the hard part that you have to combat. Because like at some point, like somebody feels like, well, if I've been doing all of this to like stay square, right? And you do that, all the other things that I've been fighting and combating or whatever, I'm going to allow happen to me now.
Gotcha.
That's where it gets sickening.
Okay. Huh.
Because anyone that I've ever talked to, and that, I mean, we know a shared person together who is now living.
Hey, clarify that. That sounds freaky as hell.
No, it does.
We know a shared person together.
But we know. I don't want to give descriptors. That's why. But we talk about this person all the time. And how they dress. wait, and that they dress. You know what I'm
Wait
about.
a minute. I don't know if I'm confirming or denying. I'm talking about anybody all the time.
No,
he's like, we talk about him all the time.
Like, see, you said to him, you know what we talking about now.
I don't. I'm just using that particular pronoun. I don't.
We talk about somebody who found out that their wife wasn't being faithful to them. And the first thing that they did wasn't in their marriage or anything like that. It was behaving in the same manner that the wife was acting in, just over a longer period of time for a justification.
Gotcha.
Right? So I feel like
So wait. So okay. So you're doing whatever you want, but then do you, in that moment, are you doing that for you or are you doing that to them?
The answer is both.
Huh. So in order to do that to them, are you staying in the relationship, even if it's not like long term, long enough for them to know what you're doing? And again, this is all hypothetical.
No, I know, but I'm going with man logic. Man logic is that like you're not going to get caught what you're doing anyway. Matter of fact, you don't want that person to know what you're doing.
So okay,
because you still keep the competitive edge over them.
Oh, your answer is way better than mine.
Well, because I'm thinking about all the men that I know who are actively doing this, like, or have, like, the stories I've heard recently, like, they don't want their significant others to do that. So, like, another friend of mine, like this guy, he was married to his wife for some time. They have a child and stuff like that. But Buddy was acting wild. Like, he was out here, like, going places with the new chick. I don't think his wife like cheated on him or whatever, but he was just living outside of his marriage.
Well, no. That's a totally different scenario. I'm talking about when you've had something happen to you, and then how do you?
I'm saying, irregardless of both, you want to keep the edge over that person. Oh, I've been nothing but committed, blah blah blah. The whole thing. You want to keep the edge. As sick as that sounds.
No. So you want to keep the edge, but at some point, for you to even be able to express that or exert like that as what your position is in the relationship, you kind of have to tell them, one, I know what's going on, and two,
so you're under them. So in your scenario, you're under the impression that this person doesn't know what's going on.
If I was in this scenario, I'm just giving my little 2 cents. If I was in this scenario, I'm not telling the person that I know. Like when I find out, I'm keeping that to myself.
That's hard though.
Huh?
How are you going to stay consistent and be you?
Well, because at that point, I'm now transitioning out of the relationship. But at this point also,
so you live with this person.
I mean, presumably, right?
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to enjoy the spoils of doing like you said, whatever I want to do, and not having to feel necessarily bad about it, because obviously this person isn't providing the same consideration back to me.
Damn, so you gonna allow these? So you still let them continue to go out and lie to your face too? Then?
Yeah, of course.
Whew, that's a tough one.
I mean, because at that point, you've already, you know what I mean? Like you trying to explain it to me is only going to make me more upset.
Based off of what you already know.
Not even just based off of what I already know. Like, there's nothing that you could say to me that's going to make this okay.
True.
So, like, at that point, I'm like, do you?
What about two wrongs don't make it right?
It's not about two wrongs, because in my mind, you've already made a decision and then tried to, like, maintain it within this relationship. So now I'm basically going to go and transition out.
I want to dissect this even further. How do you get out the relationship? And like, what things do you do to get out?
And this is the other thing, right? This is the other thing. The other part potentially is like, you might just be like, okay,
That's the part that me and my boy was talking
You
about.
might just be okay with it.
That's the part of me. Like, yo, like if I'm like in my 50s.
That's what I'm saying.
60s,
You getting older.
My shit don't work no more or whatever.
Even, look, even if it don't.
Like that sounds crazy to say. I hate to admit that, but like I was talking to my boy. I was like, look, man, you know what? My wife is sane. Like that's the part for me.
Yeah.
Like, and she think I be joking about this. I was like, look, if it ain't you, I'll probably just be out running the streets for the rest of my life and just, be able to have a good cutoff. I don't want to deal with other people and their other problems.
You're absolutely right. When you find somebody that you could do some of the most insignificant things with, it's just like a game changer.
Yeah.
You know? like, listen, the rest of them was not getting them stains out of them shirts.
Yeah.
And every time you get the stain out of the shirt.
Every day.
Yeah.
I ain't really been hanging with you like that.
You know, and it's funny too, because then you be out sometimes and you be like, yeah, I'm getting a little play out here. It's like, yeah, I know why.
Yeah.
You dressing me now. Yeah. You telling me, take those off.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work for you.
Don't wear those.
You sure you want to, don't cut your beard.
Yeah. It takes somebody looking at you every day to tell you that stuff like that.
Like, oh man, you ain't gonna cut your hair? Oh shit, she right. Yeah, it is kind of bad. If she telling me, I know it's bad.
It'd be subtle too. You'd be like, you know what I really like is when you trim down the sides.
I'm like, there.
I'd be like, but I like my fro. I know, but when you trim down the sides.
The sides, that's where it's at. This is what let you know you were on to something.
When we first met, you used to trim down the sides. I'm gonna love you regardless. I hate that. Don't love me regardless.
First thing you do when you sit in that chair, go ahead and trim down the sides real quick, because you're gonna take that advice. That's a real thing, bro. But see, I think also in that same vein, I was telling her, I was like, look, man, some of my transgressions when we first got together was me not being prepared for that. So now, like, knowing, I have to recognize within myself how much I really cared about my person, my wife, my family, like everything that's happening. So like even some of the things that I would partake in or do or whatever, they no longer give me like enjoyment or anything like that.
I mean, you've done those things. They've run their course.
Yeah.
You've had that experience.
And also, I'm sure like you've probably been in the club before and just realized like, yo, it ain't the same out here. Like from what I knew.
I mean, I don't even like, so it's kind of the same. I just how I'm able to like interact within that environment is just a little bit different.
Plus, you're not going to the same spots you probably would have went in your 20s.
I mean, when I went to Vegas, I went to Dre's After Hours and had a blast, and also embarrassed myself.
For him?
Because I'm too old.
Yeah.
This girl was in there, and she was just like, we were just having a regular conversation, but she was talking with her hands. And by this time, I'm lit, and so she do one of these, and in my mind, I was like, I'm about to get hit in the eye. So I stepped back, and I put both my hands up like this. I had a little defense.
Oh.
Well, no, I will tell you the worst part. I will tell you the worst part. As I put my hands up, I say, what happened to my drink?
Oh, you dropped
I look
it?
to my left, and the drink is steadily going down to the ground. It just bow, hit the ground. She looking at me. I just walked out.
He's like, look, man, my bad.
I just walked out. And look, before I walked out, I actually went to the bathroom because I was like, all right, I got to duck out because I was like, I'm looking drunk now. I go to the bathroom.
I'm looking drunk.
Hey, I hear a dude come in there. He's like, oh, dude, it was crazy. This dude was over there talking to this girl. He just dropped his drink in the middle of the ground.
Oh shit!
I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, he ain't living. There's something wrong with him.
It made a beeline to the door and was go.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just I'm like I said, I would go to those places and I have a good time, but my outlook on it, like I'd be more self-aware. 25-year-old me would drop a drink. Fuck it, I'm gonna go find something else to go do. But it's like, nah.
Yeah, no, and even in that moment. It's like, you're standing there, it's super, super loud. Somebody's like trying to talk to you. You're like, wait, what? What'd you say? Like, be like, it could be anything. I like your shoes. I like your shirt. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, this used to be fun for a reason. And it's just not the same type of fun anymore. Same environment. Right. Just different motives, different perspective.
And, I found myself wanting to call and tell her about shit.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun.
Like even whether she goes or not, or like, hey man, we gotta come and
exactly.
We went to Urban Wood. That's her spot now. Now
yeah.
One, the Chilaquiles is fire. I like the way they do the chips. That's why I literally go and the potatoes.
All the food. I'm laughing on it. It's like, oh, he been back.
Yeah, nah. They had me a menu. I said, I don't even need that. Let me get the cinnamon roll.
He been back.
Give me the cinnamon roll. The cinnamon roll is off the chain. It's crazy. It will definitely have your sugar up though if you're diabetic. Let me get the side potatoes and let me get the chilaquiles, please.
So look, I'm gonna give you a gem. You know, I'm always out here with the IPs and whatnot. You should go to these different respective spots and you should do shorts, like podcast shorts. Like, you know, like when you and Alex went.
Yeah.
Put your little phone up there, do like a little 3 to 5 minute clip of y'all da and see if businesses won't try to mess with you. Put it up on the network, give it a different name. It'll be its own little side thing. Hey, look. I could be the silent partner because I can send you to all the dope spots. I already know where to go.
Might as well just send you there. Give
you ain't gotta do that. You love doing that.
What's my man's name that be going to the restaurants? The one that they was killing.
Oh, I
we
heard.
put a little mic on you. You go taste it real quick.
I heard it, dude. But I'm just telling you. You know what I mean?
No, I gotta. So my man's hit me, said he wanted to start a pod, and I was like, look, man, this is the reason why I got all this stuff. Right, like the reason why I call it a network, just because I'm open to having people podcasting here without me. I don't even have to be here for that.
What did he say he wanted his podcast to be about?
I don't want to give away his idea though. I'll tell you off mic. You know who it is.
I got a real good one too.
And then my cousin is doing a food one, so he's going to different food spots. It's kind of like it sounds like a fuck that's delicious, like a little bit, but a Dago version. Which I was like, all right, that's cool.
I mean, I feel like when you do it, you just gotta have the direction on the right spots to go to.
Like people love travel blogs and shit like that. Sure. and they really look forward to certain things if it has enough acclaim to it.
And every time I go to a different area, first thing I do is go on YouTube to this one dude where he be just going to places and walking around. I'm like, all right, now I know what it looked like. I want to go there. I want to experience that. And
that's where I realized I was like, yo, I'm behind in the curve. If I would have started on YouTube 5 years ago, now here's the thing: the catch is that all the things that are available to us technology-wise now weren't available to us 5 years ago.
They certainly weren't.
It's like how to cut videos. Yeah. Like I can do all this on my phone now.
Yeah.
Like I send this shit to myself in like 10 minutes and then I'll be gone at home the rest of the day working on this at home and doing everything.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that back then.
No.
Bro, I used to have to wait 2 days for this shit.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't know how some of these popular pods be doing this shit in a day, man. It just don't make no sense.
It'd be a whole team of people.
My question to you is, for my one random shit to fill in time, should people who have trauma work in leadership roles?
Yes, absolutely.
And what are so the first thing I thought about is that you had Law and Order Special Victims Unit. You had Olivia Benson, right? She obviously, I believe she ended up getting like sexually assaulted at one point.
In the show?
In the show, yes.
Okay.
Or like getting assaulted in the home or in her house or something like that.
In the show?
Yes, in the show.
Okay.
And so she had like some transference. Because obviously she's a police officer, a peace officer, whatever, and she has some transference in some of the cases that she was working.
I don't mean to cut you off, but we all have trauma.
Yeah, I'm having an open discussion. I'm not either way.
Yeah,
but it came up because I like when we go, like when everyone's been somewhere at work where we discredit somebody's authority or like what they do because of something that happened to them.
Okay, so all right, so dual fold, right? Yes, people with trauma should definitely fill leadership roles because we've all had some type of trauma in our life, and people's very specific trauma can blur their lens on making appropriate decisions in certain instances.
How do you approach those people, if at all?
How do you approach? I don't know that you approach the person. I think you approach the problem. So if you see that something is ill affecting the overall outcome, then you point out like, hey, and you don't have to talk about, you might not even know about the trauma that's leading to that. You just say like, hey, this seems a little bit off. So here's some other options to explore. Now, if that person's in a leadership role and they're going to make the decision anyway, the best that you can do is provide alternatives and then hope that those are listened to, you know what I mean? Like with an open ear and go from there.
Yeah, it's always a tough situation, man. I've always thought about that. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't approach somebody about that.
About their trauma? No, absolutely not.
Or even, I will give a suggestion about a situation, but if they feel strongly about it, I back down now. Like, hey, you got it then. If this is the route you want to go, depending on what it is, if it doesn't affect my life or if I felt like I've already given an alternative where I can defend it, Like, hey, look, they went this way. I definitely wanted to go that way. I went with their plan, so that's why we at where we at right now.
It's even strange to hear or to feel myself think it is that we've been working within a system for so long.
Yeah.
That like I think we, and this could be like a benefit and a deficit, like we see the limits. Like, you know, early on, like some of these fights and some of these crusades, it was like, oh yeah, of course I got it, because this is to my core, these are my morals, this is how I feel. And now it's just like one of them things where it's like, you got to let people do their job. And sometimes they're doing a bad job and you know that, but that's your job.
Yeah.
Like if I have to do my job and I have to allow you to do yours too.
Also, we know the energy that requires it.
Yeah,
like the way that look, like at its current state right now, the way things are, I can help you. But if you go this route, you're gonna make it 10 times harder, and I don't want any part of that.
Well, that, and we've both been working long enough to realize that sometimes you could know exactly what the right thing is and fight for the right thing, and then be persecuted because of that.
Right.
And
hey, that's a very like precarious situation to be in too.
Absolutely.
Like I
and
hate
it's more common than not. Is that a lot, you know what I mean? Especially in social services, a lot of it is just opinion based. This is what the majority of people think is the right thing to do right now.
Right. Which may serve like the people involved, but the greater good isn't being served.
Or working in social services and also knowing that certain decisions aren't based upon them being the right decisions. It's because liability makes it so that for us to be able to continue to make any decisions, we need to like square this away right now.
That's the funny thing about government factions. I was reading an article the other day that Sandag, I don't know if you know what that is, but they're the people that do like the expressways.
Yeah.
They had been overcharging people for years. We all knew this. Bro, I took the toll the other day. Shit was $2.50 or whatever. They charged me $4 when I got home to pay it online. I was like, oh yeah, this is why they getting y'all. But anyway,
yeah,
they wouldn't comment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, like when you know like when people or these entities know they're in the wrong or whatever, they don't say anything. They let things play out the way that it is. But there was a whistleblower that was there like, hey, look, y'all been doing this for a while. And they shunned her. They forced her out. They got rid of her. And that threat, especially like if you, like I looked up one day and was just like, man, I spent 10 years at the place that I'm at right now. Mm-hmm. And if you pull the rug from underneath me, I'm going to feel it for a while, but I'll be able to get back up.
Yeah.
But I just don't have the motivation right now to go move and do something else or whatever. Like in terms of like where I'm at is cool. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's a good spot. But if you pull it from underneath me, I don't have any other opportunities outside of this field.
So potentially, because I can't tell you that you're wrong, and also I feel like that you have other opportunities. They're just not the same one.
Right. It's not what you're used to.
Yeah, exactly. Could you create that through numerous revenue streams and employers and whatnot? Sure, maybe. It would take a little bit of work, but right now you don't have to do that work.
Right.
You've earned the luxury of not having to worry about doing that type of work
until something like that happens. And that's where I was just like, yo, that's where I feel like sometimes, and the other thing too is like we put people in positions that don't necessarily deserve it.
Well, I mean, like there's nepotism is a real thing. People get opportunities sometimes because they need a place filler. There's just not enough people to fill. You know what I mean? Like I've seen even where we work at. I've seen it where there's open positions and nobody's really going for them. So the people that actually end up getting them don't really deserve them. They just needed somebody.
Right.
And then I've also seen people get in those positions, not necessarily deserve them to begin with, and be handheld to the point where they could do it. And now they're straight. So it's like, I've seen all the things.
Yeah, man. That's where I was just like, all right, well, like I wish that when we did the hiring process, they asked trauma-related questions, though.
I think that would be horrible.
Why?
What does that solve?
Because it helps out, in my opinion, it helps out with people's like opinion base.
This isn't a jury.
No, but no.
And if you're
people stray away from what they need to do sometimes.
I mean,
like I felt like if people, let's be clear. There's certain opportunities that you haven't been presented with, right?
Yes.
Just in general. Let's keep it in general.
Yeah.
But if someone talked to you and realized where it came from and allowed you that space and understood that, I feel like you would get way more opportunities. I feel like people judge like whatever you like you specifically, like what you do based off of like, oh, he did this because of that and all this. And it's like, well, if you actually talk to him, he would give you the opportunity to understand where his logic came from. And for the most part, it's never out of a place of malice. Like I can never say that Cease has done something in malintent. To me or to anyone else.
I partially agree with you, but then I think that has less to do with trauma and then just the way that I approach things.
When I say trauma, I'm using it loosely of like people that's actually like people who have been through some serious stuff. Like
I think so. Just to wrap up that point, I think the reason that certain opportunities haven't been given to me, and this is like a maturation thing, right? Because it's not necessarily because anybody's doing anything wrong to me. It's because I think I present as somebody who, you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're hiring somebody under you, you want somebody where you say, hey, jump. And they'll ask you why after they land.
I've had to do that. Yeah.
And so part of,
but you're not willing to do it.
And so part of me also knows that most successful people have eaten that at some point.
Yeah.
And I'm just not trying to do it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's like, so I understand both sides. It's like, yes, should I be given certain opportunities just based upon my merit, my work experience, and what I've shown myself to bring to the table? Absolutely. But should somebody have the comfort of feeling like, hey, I'm a leader and I need to be able to lead this person in a certain way? Absolutely.
Yeah, because I think the main thing that I'm saying is that sometimes we pick the wrong people for the job, right? So,
but back to my other point, sometimes we pick the wrong people for the job and then turn them into the right person for the job.
Right. Only thing is that what I argue is a transference, and sometimes you can see it. There's transference, and especially the closer you get to people. I wish I can go into depth right now.
No.
But there's a lot of transference that people have about certain things.
There's transference, and I feel like when you have a job where there's like a lead, like a management role, and then there's line workers, right?
Yeah.
Those people in the management role, in most situations, in most systems, were line workers at some point. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like this is like Grown Folks Podcast Network to its core. Is because it's like what was going on then and what was going on now. So they have revisionist history. They're talking about the heyday when they were out there. But the reality of it is they could never really compare when they were out there and when you were out there because you're doing the job with a computer and a smartphone and they was doing it on a typewriter. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's like that disconnect. I feel like that transference because it's like, you know, people, and then you're talking about like people in their trauma. So now when stuff's going on and you're trying to express to them, well, like, hey, like, you know, when you were talking to certain people during the pandemic,
right,
and they're like, just get out there. It's like, it's easy for you to say that because you don't have to just get out there.
Right.
You can just delegate that. And I feel like that's where, you know, because you said you were using the term trauma loosely. It's not even just like trauma specifically. It's just like how things affect people. Like we was out there.
There we go.
Yeah. It's like, yo, we were out there like really like scared. And people were like, why are you worried about that? Like you can then give your political opinion and say, oh, it ain't real. It's like, yeah, it's easy for you to say that because you have the luxury of not having to face the potential real.
Yeah, because like the trash dudes, I feel like had the worst job.
That's what I'm saying.
Like if I'm picking up shit from like, like anyone who has COVID or whatever, it's definitely in this landfill.
So even in that,
and when they had the strike and all that other shit, that made sense.
And in that moment, you saw a lot of people from their position garner what their side of the argument was going to be.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be out in the community all the time. You probably was like, oh, it ain't real. You know what I mean? Y'all good.
Yeah.
You know, y'all good. It's like, but then you go out there.
Yeah, because the nurses are struggling for some reason. The hospitals
you know what I'm
is
saying?
full for a reason. I know these doctors is tired.
So the folks that was already at home.
And we stopped thanking them.
So it just, yeah. That you talk about trauma. That was trauma, is having to like listen to people give you orders to go do stuff where you're like, I don't know if this is potentially going to put me in danger. Right. And you don't care because your job is to keep the machine going.
Right.
It's not to like look out for me. Like that on the hierarchy, my personal needs are like nowhere near the top right now.
Yeah, they bottom tier. Yeah,
because you're essential. They just throw these words at you. You're essential. I was like,
I don't even feel it. I don't feel special on this occasion. I feel like an idiot right now.
My essential ass. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh shit, man. I be feeling like they be playing us. All right, man. Let's get to this read a bit week. Am I in the wrong? I hit it. Am I in the wrong to trying to convince my girlfriend to pursue another career path? I'm 21 and I'm quietly growing more frustrated with my girlfriend, 22, for not choosing a better career path. For the last year, she has understandably grown tired of the same boring minimum wage jobs. Math or science aren't her strongest side, so she has more interest in softer sciences like language, like language or arts.
Wait, hold on. Did he call them softer sciences?
Yeah.
Yo,
That's crazy.
These Gen Zs.
It's crazy. She really has a creative personality. While I value these qualities, the fact is they don't pay well and unemployment is high. I want to marry this girl, which is why I've been thinking a lot about her and our future. I'm highly motivated, working every other day while finishing my doctor's degree. I have saved a lot of money while studying, while she doesn't have much, even though she's worked full time the last couple of years. I know money won't really be an issue per se, but I really want to be able to afford a nice house and provide for a large family down the road. I have found a couple of educations I think she could pursue and that would fit her qualities. Maybe not exactly her dream job, like studying art history or some language, but stable and sought-out degrees. We have had a couple of discussions about her career choices where she said I am being pushy for not supporting some career paths while promoting others. Now, am I in the wrong here? I support both sides, and I'll give my reasons why. But I want you to figure out what side. If you need some clarification, let me know.
No, I just want to know how old they are.
She's 23 he's 21 and she's 22.
Oh, okay.
But it's a foundational thing, because when I talk to you, you tell this story, and I won't get into too much detail unless you want to. But like, you didn't really want to go to college, but you had that foundation where you was able to go around their age, right? And you study something.
I wasn't their age.
How old were you into college?
18.
Exactly. I said around there. They obviously been in school for some time.
He said
he said she finished her GED and her shit bullshit.
You was trying to play me. He was like, he took multiple gap years, cuz, but he got it done. He got it done, though.
What I'm saying is that you went. He got it done. It's crazy.
He got it done.
He made it though. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, bro, is that you got in there early or whatever, and you picked something that was going to be fruitful. Like, you had enough common sense there to say, hey, look, wherever I land, I'm going to find something that's going to at least get me a decent job and I can make a living. You wasn't in there trying to study like linguistics or whatever, which you can only make a few dollars doing that.
I be listening to these stories and I be trying to break them down like that white girl did, Jada Pinkett and Tupac. Because he's working on his doctorate and he's only how old?
He's 21. He's working on his doctor degree.
How?
No, I think he's trying to be a doctor, so he's got to go to medical school. He's got some time.
Okay. So that even more reinforces my point. They should just break up.
Why?
Because you guys are at a stage where you guys are trying to figure some very specific things out, and once you figure those things out, you guys will then be the new versions of yourselves. So like what you guys see of each other right now.
I didn't see this coming.
Huh?
I didn't see that coming.
Go ahead. What y'all see of each other right now is going to change. So Mr. Doctor, if you're not trying to be a doctor and take care of your girl, which you would easily be able to do, then you need to go to medical school and go find another doctor. That's ultimately what he's saying that he wants. I want somebody that's like has the same drive as me. And it's like, it's not the same drive. If you sit there and do crochet real intensely, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's your drive. It's like, right. you don't want to be a doctor.
I also fear that like, he would like, if he found somebody for her sake, I agree with you. Because if he go to medical school, find another doctor or whatever, he's like, oh, she's shitting on my girl.
He has this threshold that she just doesn't have. And on her end, she's trying to figure it out. He already knows he wants to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And so I had a very similar situation. When I graduated from school, like having a degree in criminology, like I could look tell me outside.
But
you
could go somewhere else.
Outside of being law enforcement, tell me where the criminology getting you. Like, oh shit,
teaching you.
Like, oh shit, you got the criminology.
I want to know where they at when they cut it from the program.
Listen, so look. So I'm dating a girl, and she's an accountant. So she's immediately out of college, worked for one of the big four. Then she go to another private company. Then she go to Beats by Dre.
Oh shit.
So I'm beating myself up. She didn't necessarily put that pressure on me, but it was different lifestyles. And when we knew each other in high school. So when we met, we kicked it, we clicked.
Did she change?
But not like life changed. You know what I mean? Like, so again, when I'm working in the field that I'm working in, and we might have a potluck every once in a while, but when the CEO is renting out the deck for the employees, it's different.
Did you feel inadequate?
It wasn't that I felt inadequate. We were just living different lives. So in my mind, I'm like, that's cool, right? You got the deck with the CEO, but like, I can't go do the same things. And not because I don't have the opportunities. It's just like, now your work situation creates a different lifestyle for you.
Yeah.
So if I was to go out and be on the deck and be like, oh, but you can't come. You know what I mean?
That's kind of weird.
So it's like, and so I can't be mad at you and your lifestyle. So I either have to be okay with it or not. And so we just ultimately grew apart. Because now we're doing different things.
Still now to this day.
Oh, no. We're cool now. We've even had
What does she do now?
So and this is funny how life works. Great paying jobs, all from the day she graduated high school. It just wasn't fulfilling. So now she's a recruiter and she helps other people get their dream job.
Wow.
Now she doesn't make as much money,
but she's happy.
But she loves what she does.
And that's where I was getting at with him, because
she found her a man that makes a lot of money too.
Boom.
So
because, okay, so arguing on this girl's behalf, right? This guy wants to have a family. He wants to have a house of kids. All that shit costs money.
He doesn't want this girl anymore.
Nah, I think he does. I think he has a false security of the world, though.
He's trying. He knows he's about to level up, and he's trying to justify why he's inevitably going to break up with her. And he should.
But the other side is, though, like
this was your come up girlfriend.
Do you need somebody that's established already?
Do I need, what does established mean?
Like, do you have room in your life or time right now in your life to like pour into somebody? Like,
well, let's hypothetical.
Because he's trying. What he said was like he's talked to her about different educations he thinks that she should pursue in different like opportunities and stuff.
I want to know, do either of them have parents that own property? At some point, are you going to inherit a home? Because you got to think about it, like, right? Like, if you got the good paying job, but the other person got the house that we're going to get at some point. So if we know for the last 20 years we don't have to pay rent, like, again, it's you got to think about big picture. All he knows is things are about to change for me. And when they change for me, I want them to change for her too.
Why can't he change it for her?
Huh?
Being a doctor, he's going to make over $250.
But he's never said anything. So he mentioned that very subtly.
Right.
I know I could, but I want you to do it too.
Right.
And I know, and low key, I probably know that you can't do it. So this is the perfect out. I get to then say like, oh, you just didn't try as hard as me. And I'm like, no, I've been in here crocheting intensely. Just as hard as you've been hitting them books.
I mean, and here's the other side, right? If he did decide to pull the rug out from underneath her, and these are all the things, she's going to feel it.
Why is she going to feel it?
Because I know of a situation that we talked about a while back, where like, yo, look, like if you wanted to, you could. She will eventually look up and say, yo, I never did anything with my life if they stayed together. I allowed for him to take care of everything for me.
No, I think that she kind of wants that. I think that she thinks what she should think is that I have a partner. My partner is out here grinding and getting to it. I'm going to support my partner while they're grinding and getting to it. And then we're going to reap the benefits of that. Like lots of people do all the time. This doesn't come up if he's if he's unequivocally devoted to his partner. I'm now, because again, at that point, he's like, I'm becoming a doctor just in case you never do nothing with your life.
Right.
I got you. I got us.
Well, we got to do that.
Huh?
We have to do that.
Why do we?
I feel like men do that. Like we feel like a responsibility. Like if your partner like somehow fell on hard times or whatever, you would go out and find another job. Like, I got it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, if you again, that's what a commitment is, because the same thing is, I can get hit by a bus,
right? And
so somebody's gonna have to hold it down to the disability.
It's a hard pill to swallow that we all like healthy people.
I mean,
it's a hard thing to say, but I mean it's the truth. Like I feel like.
Yo, this is crazy. I didn't want to say. I
you bailed me out because I did not want to say what I was about to say.
Before I moved to San Diego, I dated this girl, and we reconnected a little shortly after I got out here, just chopping it up. and she was going to school to be a physical therapist. And so she was so into her job that like when she would be on the dating apps and meeting people, she would like, and again, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't want to get judged for this.
Right.
I had just never heard anybody ever. I still haven't. And she would be like, yeah, dude in the wheelchair was on there. So I hit him up.
Oh.
Because in her mind,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a human being.
It was just.
It's a human. They're a human being.
It was just so, and really, it was like refreshing because I was like, "Yo, I dated you. I think you're a pretty girl, and all the things, and you are in this field." And I was like, going back to people, she needs to be in leadership, whatever she does for the rest of her career.
Absolutely.
I was like, because you just see people differently,
right? Which
is beautiful.
Yeah, because I mean, like I was talking to someone about this, and they were like, "No, I couldn't do it." And I was like, "Well, as a woman, I get it, maybe because, like, say if somebody was in a wheelchair, you ask yourself questions like, how are we gonna have kids? If you don't know their full condition and stuff like that, simple things of like that you would want to enjoy. But again, like I said, I know this is why I really didn't want to touch.
I got one more. I really
didn't want to touch.
I got one more. So, dang, I don't even know. Okay, so. When I first moved to San Diego, I went to a place. I don't want to say it because I don't want to give it away. Right, you'll be able to figure it out. I went to a place, and at the front desk of the place was this beautiful, beautiful young lady. And I just noticed that this person was beautiful. I would frequent this place. I would see this person, right? In 2020, I moved to Mission Valley.
Right.
And noticed that, mind you, I've been in San Diego for 10 years, and I would see this person different places. I'd see this person. Now we live in the same apartment complex.
Oh, shit.
So at this point, I'm in a relationship, so it's just, she's just there. But it's just like a trip because it's like I've seen you, like I was almost like I know you over the years.
Right.
But I don't really know. You've given me customer service at this place that I go to.
Right.
And so I'm like, I could tell that she lives with her dude. So being men, and this is gonna.
You just want to know what he looks like.
Yeah, you want to know who pulled you.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And I even think about that sometimes in the context of my girl. Like, when you be around people where they know her from a certain context, and then they meet you, you kind of want to present like, yeah, you know why? You see me. Anyway, I see dude, right? I see him from a distance, and he good looking dude. And as a matter of fact, I seen him at the gym.
I'm afraid.
No, I know, because I'm about to say something wild to you.
I know. I'm afraid. I don't know who it is.
And so I'm like, okay. I was like, okay. He pulled the baddie, right? And the nigga's missing a leg. Now, the only reason I say that, right?
Okay.
Is because it flooded my mind with, what is that like? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, and so, because I think about it too, like if I lost the arm,
he could be a veteran.
How is that gonna make my partner feel? Like, you know what I mean? I'm already gonna feel self-conscious. I ain't got no arm,
right?
And how does that make your partner feel?
Which is a legitimate question to ask, I guess.
Like when you get into fights, can you bring up the leg? Cause like even me and my partner, like she, my girl, she get.
I get what you saying.
Yeah, she get a little reckless with this.
Like, you look crazy right now with your little outfit on, or your hair look crazy,
or no,
or your hair, you ain't cut your toenails or something, or you got fat feet, something, right? Damn, calling somebody nub is crazy.
Look, you see, we haven't even actually made up a scenario about the real situation because it's sensitive, and I don't want to make it seem like a joke. It just makes.
But if it was me. Bring it up.
Okay.
Because I might be self-conscious about it, but like, I feel like that's the same as like commenting on somebody's weight.
But even from his
perspective, your big ass up. You know what I mean? Like,
people call me skinny all the time. I was going to bring this up. Little girl that I work with, she got mad at me one day, and I was just trying to like, hey, I see you going through a little bit of a crisis, want to check in, make sure. She's like, leave me alone. I was like, I hear you, but I also want you to know that like, if you calm down and like, don't feel like just because you spazzing on me right now that I'm not going to be willing to talk to you. Leave me alone. I said, okay, I'm going to just walk out. But if you need, she said, if you say one more word, I'm going to break them little legs off and wear them like AirPods. And I was like, wait.
That was kind of fire.
Wait.
That was kind of fire.
Hey,
I wanted to high five you in this moment, but you're having a
and
crisis.
And all I could do was look down at my legs, and I was like, I know exactly what she means, because the knees is the part that was going in her ears. And I had to eat that.
AirPod knees is crazy.
I had to be okay.
I might have to
with
name
that.
this that AirPod knees.
Whatever.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah,
it's real catchy.
Yeah, no, and she been saying it everything. Now she taught me. She walked by, and she got her hands up to her ears, and the way she do it is so spot on, because it's like you can't hold legs like this, but mine, maybe.
You can turn it in. You know the little knob that go in there.
She don't even give me the respect of having to arm my knees. She got them in her hands. And I was just like,
AirPod knees is crazy.
And I was like, but for some people you could do that, but could you get that off with your partner? And as the person that has the disability, how do you feel? Because your girl is bad. Not even a question about it.
Yeah.
And do you feel like dudes is looking at you like, come over here with a...
Well, maybe he was a veteran though.
No. And I think that
it's got a dope ass story to it. She probably has an affinity. Her dad was in the military or something. Who knows?
He gives me veteran vibes.
And
that's even better, because if he ain't a vet,
and he get a check.
Huh?
And he get a check.
Now, Carl, listen, I wasn't gonna bring that up, because you guys are pretty much straight. As long as he can maintain the job, y'all good for the rest. You get the good seats at the shows.
It's got his perks.
I mean, again, yeah.
I mean, as an old, like being older now, I would probably hate in my 20s, like just being naive and shit. But being older, they all deserve love, bro. Have you seen that show on Netflix? Nah, for real, it's like
crazy right
is
now.
it called Down for Love or some shit like that on Netflix or whatever with the kid? And I think that's amazing.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely amazing. Dumbass me, I like. Yeah, I see what they doing, and that's right, because these kids want love too. Like the show I'm talking about is the kids with Down syndrome on Netflix or whatever, or with special disabilities and stuff. And what they're doing is that they're setting them up on dates and stuff like that with each other, which is amazing, and finding other like-minded kids. So I thought that was great.
You just inspired me.
Why is that?
For 3 claps.
Oh, 3 cheers. There you go.
No, 3 cheers. My bad.
Hey, spin your mic to the right. There you go, right there.
Right here?
Yeah. There you
go. So yeah, even right now with one of my many other jobs, I work with a couple, and they both have what's the term? Are we
special disability
so
needs?
they both have special needs. I sound crazy not even knowing that special needs. And they're a couple, and they're married, and they live together, and their families have created this amazing life for them. They obviously need support to do certain things.
Right.
But I've seen it in real life.
That's kind of crazy.
So that show, it just struck a certain type of chord for me, because I'm glad this is a thing, because I've now, just as long as I've done social work, worked in the community with individuals with autism, and seen, people grow up, and it's like that's a need. That's a want and a need for people, even with special needs.
Right.
So
No, that's amazing. I mean, yeah. Look, man, I tell you what, Cease told you to leave her. I'm telling you right now, man, go ahead, keep her. But you're just either going to have to, build her up or suck up the fact that you're going to be the breadwinner. And Miss, I would just say, hey, look, just know at any given time, if he get tired of you, he can pull the rug from underneath you. He's got a point. Go change something else. You know what I mean? Or go learn something new. You know what I mean?
And I think just given the ages, don't tie yourself to trying to change somebody, because I promise you, everything that you think is going to happen is not going to happen the way that you think that it is.
Nah, as soon as you get blowback, they're going to bring that shit up and stir it in your face. Take it from your counterparts with 15 more years of experience than you.
For real.
All right. Fun facts. In the 1800s, the term Black Friday was used in reference to the stock market crashes. So I'm getting into my fun facts bag about Black Friday, so I'm just going to keep ringing them off real quick. Thanksgiving's relationship to Christmas shopping led to the controversy in the 1930s. Retail stores would have liked to have a longer shopping season, but no store wanted to break the tradition and be the one to start advertising before Thanksgiving. For this reason, in 1939, Franklin Roosevelt issued a presidential proclamation having Thanksgiving be the fourth Thursday in November rather than the last Thursday, meaning in some years 1 week earlier in order to lengthen the Christmas shopping holidays. So that's what kind of did it. When's the last time you went like actual Black Friday shopping?
2 days ago.
Wow. So it's changed that much. I did go down a little history about this. So like, I think Walmart was the first one in 2011 to start doing things at midnight, like the night before. I don't remember doing anything as a kid, like or even during that time period before then. Like if even stores were even open at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Black Friday is a new because I'm like I graduated high school in 2003. I don't feel like they were doing it then, so I feel like it was between that 7-year span. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would think it was longer, but I just never hadn't really thought that.
I never even given any thought to like when was because I can surely remember a time where Black Friday wasn't a thing.
When was that?
Like in the early 90s, Black Friday wasn't a thing. I feel like Black Friday became a thing around the same time the flat screen TVs came out. Because think about it, if Black Friday was a thing, TVs are always an item that people buy around the holidays. Right. Could you imagine somebody at midnight with one of them big old box TVs?
You're right.
So at the time flat screens came out, I feel like Black Friday around that time was a thing because
05, 06.
Because Black Friday originally in my mind, and I could be totally making this up, was like, hey, there's things that you can't afford. And there's this one day a year where it's almost like playing the lotto. If you get there early enough and you get in the line, and so it's like, what else was there that you couldn't afford? You weren't getting a couch on Black Friday.
No.
You weren't buying a dining room table. You weren't buying a bed. No. It was TVs originally, and then it expanded to other electronics.
Yeah, you're right. Or like, yeah, because even Apple wasn't doing deals on things for a long time, bro.
Yes.
Until even recently right now. And I feel like the deals ain't really deals, but that's Apple for you. But that would make sense. And you're right, because as a kid, the next day after Thanksgiving was just like the next day after Thanksgiving. My mom and dad, like they weren't going out looking at big back TVs. Now you might have a like, oh yeah, they got this dude big back.
That's about to be my new diss to somebody. You over here built like a big back TV.
Yeah, these big back TVs, like I'm not spending $150 on this big back, like whatever. And those TVs used to last a little bit longer. Wait, if not a little bit, they lasted longer.
Why you say that?
Because I feel like these ones, like the flash ones, the bulbs be going out and all that. Like whatever TV we had when I was a kid was the TV we had that we just stayed with. Man, I remember how thick that glass was too. Now that I think about it, on top of that. This one got me. Black Friday is the busiest day for plumbers.
Why?
I would imagine that a lot of people have gatherings at their houses. And if you have an older house, they probably can't take on the plumbing that you're about to put it through with all those people coming in using the restroom. It's kind of like being like at a stadium or whatever. It's always like a stall that's broken, or like at some like spot or whatever. Something's wrong with the water because it gets high use. Like parts wear over time, and the more people are using, that's the only thing I can imagine that would have anything to do with it.
Interesting.
The average chocolate bar, we're all for Black Friday, the average chocolate bar has 8 insect legs in it. Most people who are allergic to chocolate aren't having I know I'm about to mess it up. Most people who have allergic reactions to chocolate aren't having a reaction to chocolate at all, or its other ingredients. The flare-ups are most likely triggered by the ground-up cockroaches parts that are contaminated in every batch. So I thought this was fake, and I looked up a few news articles that confirm that they can't control the amount of insects that may be getting into the mixtures of chocolate factories.
Just the bug thing is throwing me off right now.
I knew it would do it.
Okay.
You don't look at that Hershey's the same when they offer it to you.
Thankfully, I feel like the more, I don't know if it's like a good or a bad thing. There's more things that I don't eat than I do eat. And that's it's like a neurotic thing probably. What about when you sleep?
Eight insects in a person's lifetime is what we eat.
That's crazy.
That one was after that. I didn't have that on here, but I seen that.
Okay, like, so you're eating, right? And a fly lands on your food. You still eating it?
Hell yeah.
If you find a hair in it.
Yes.
I've done it. I've been.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I've been at a point where I've eaten so much of it. I'm like, that's our hair.
Yeah, I was like, what can I? And I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna ask for nothing new. I just pull that shit off and just start going, bro. As nasty as it sounds, some people like do things to our food that we just don't know, and that's part of the lifestyle that we've.
That's part of it. Is that if you've made the agreement with yourself that you're going to go out and eat food from a person that's preparing it, and you don't get to see them prepare it, you kind of putting yourself at their mercy.
Long story less long. So Lex and I referenced this last week.
I still can't believe y'all be going out to breakfast.
This is one time thing. It's not like you back here making like it's a normal thing. I couldn't get him out the house for the longest.
I would love to be the table next to y'all.
That was amazing. Well, here's the thing. You know where we at, like in that spot. So it's like there was a lot of okay, and so then you got us there dressed like we just left the Source Awards. Yeah. So it's kind of like it was kind of weird. Like they probably thought we was trapped. Like trappers or something like that.
And you with the white boy that looked like he got black friends?
Yeah. And he had on his little black, white, and yellow ones, the high top joints.
Oh, there you go.
Steelers hat to the back.
That birthday outfit.
Just screams. Look, see, he funny. He gonna get pizza because she here, but that's funny. Because he really want a sandwich. But yeah, man. So like, fuck, I forgot what I was there to say. Oh. So I went to a food spot 2 weeks ago. I did it on DoorDash.
Yeah.
Right? It's a nice little taco shop out in the valley. I ain't going to say the name of it because like I think that this one person's actions shouldn't get them all in trouble. So they messed up my order. Now, I don't know if you've ever ordered on DoorDash before, but they give you options. And so
they always mess it up too, but go ahead.
And because it's the way that they have it. But then they won't allow you to write on the thing like substitutions. Yep. But so now I said, all right, I wanted pollo asada fries. Mm-hmm. So I put pollo asada. I said no carne asada or whatever, just pollo asada only, right? But I couldn't say anything else. They sent me the fries with just the meat and the fries and all the other shit off, right? Because he was like, no, it just says no carne or no carne asada and all this. I said, no, bro. The way
you called the store.
I had to drive back over there.
Oh,
and it was raining that day. It was like like last Friday.
Hey, this is the hungriest story I've ever heard.
What you be?
He said I ordered the DoorDash and they messed up the DoorDash, so I got in my car and drove.
Yeah, I had to go back. Bro, I was starving though. You're right, because I didn't eat all day.
Of the DoorDash.
No, this is why they said like, oh, you bougie. I was like, I'm not bougie. Like nah. But I went over there.
Okay.
I take the order, and then the cook, he gets mad, right? He starts yelling in Spanish. You know what I do. I don't really know if I really want to eat here no more if he mad, right? And I ain't even said a word, right? I'm sitting there watching him in his hand gestures. He said, no. She's like, dude, it's not on the way. It's the way that it's set up. So I'm like, yo, if he spit in my food, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's going to do it or not.
No.
And I run the risk.
Yes.
I ate it. Probably.
Okay.
But I didn't see it.
Yeah.
He could have dropped the fry on the floor. He could have licked it or whatever. So it's like, yo, like, yeah. Whoa. He right though.
He's not
right.
wrong. And you would never know.
He right. Because the decision should have been made like, yo, just get your money back.
Yeah.
But I had been there waiting.
Because that's what's bugging me out, because at that point, I'm dealing with DoorDash specifically, and I'm like, yo, we need to rectify this so I can order something from somewhere else.
I was already at the store because I could have just like,
you ordered the DoorDash, waited for the DoorDash, received the DoorDash, reviewed the DoorDash,
went back,
and then drove to the place that you originally said, I ain't driving over there to get this. That's what's throwing me off right now.
I was so hot because it was like, yo,
technically, by the end of the night, you work for DoorDash.
Nah, you're right, but I'm coming back too.
Oh my god!
But I mean, but shit like that happens to our food. If you think that nothing happens at all,
could you imagine how the dude at the store felt?
Oh, he felt disrespected.
Of course he did, because he was like, "You just."
But it wasn't like his best dish. He just threw meat and fries in their seats.
You ordered this off of DoorDash. You could have just came up
for the first place. Hey, he still had that energy though. I give it to him.
No, because it was like if you would have just come up here in the first place, you would have been done with your food.
He took a best guess that I was black too.
Oh my god!
So he just started talking in Spanish. He knew I wasn't going to understand what he was talking about, man.
That was great.
So, yeah, man, that part to me, that was funny. 35% of the people who use personal ads for dating are already married.
Carl, you got to enunciate.
35% of the people who use personal ads for dating are already married.
Oh, you said, look, I heard something different every single
Now
time.
you get sleepy.
No, because at first I was like, did he say ass or apps?
I said ads.
And then I was like, did he say ass or ads?
When I said, but you say ads. You put it's like a Z at the end.
I don't know.
Ads.
Hey, stop abbreviating this.
Just say ads.
Just say advertisements.
If you put the ad, yeah, there we go. Well, no, it said ads on there. That's what.
No, I know, but you don't have to stick to that.
I don't think I've ever ran into women that were married. It says people.
Wait. Read it one more time. I'm sorry.
35% of the people who use personal advertisements for dating are already married.
I believe it. So I forget what the name of it is, but there's a whole website dedicated to people who are in relationships that want to seek a partner outside of their relationship.
Wait, what?
So it's like, specifically, you're going on there and you're like either the single person or the coupled person, but you know that you're going to connect with somebody who either is in a relationship or is seeking somebody in a relationship.
Do you understand the psychology of that?
It's like Katie Marley or something like that.
That's the name of the app?
Do I understand the psychology of it? No, but I was informed of the website by somebody that was participating. And this was a young lady. I'll get more specific. I can't do all that right now, but this was a young lady who was seeking out men in relationships.
Whoa. Did she explain to you why? I can't imagine you sat there and didn't have questions.
I did, but I also didn't want my shock and awe.
This is why I have to really tailor make how much I talk to you, because you always expose me to some shit that I ain't never. I ain't never do. Like that right here is gonna fuck with me the rest of the day.
I had to taper back my shock and awe so that they could.
Like that, I was gonna use that. That would fuck me up for a little bit too.
Genuinely tell me what their experience was. And now, what I found out is it sounds like from her experience. I don't know about everybody on the website. I don't want to be judgmental. It's like a lot of dudes that are in relationships that don't get to explore their sexuality, so they're trying to do it outside of the relationship.
And she likes exploring her sexuality with these men specifically, because I feel like you can get that over her.
I'm trying to recall what the allure of it was, but this person is just an open person, is what I'll say. And I feel like in 2023, people are doing the things that they've wanted to do that traditionally they maybe couldn't tell other people that they wanted to do. And I'm definitely seeing that.
Would you go to a swingers party?
I've tried to before, but didn't get to go.
How would you feel if somebody was like, yo, I like your girl? Because obviously you went in there with that open mind.
It would be flattering and a little challenging, because it would be the first time that I was in an environment where I guess that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
In any other setting, if somebody came and was like, oh yeah, I like your girl, I'm like, oh, you also like to die today. You know what I mean?
Everybody like being in the being in the gay bar. Right? I went because, we try to support my mans and stuff.
Okay.
Right? And I was like, yo, if somebody approaches us, right, it's almost like we're in a space where we allow that to happen, because by walking in here,
okay, so
we're making that okay.
I'm about to pause, but I'm about to get you.
Go ahead.
Allowing that to happen?
Like a man to approach you.
But it's not like you're
You can't be like, yo, man, get your gay butt out of here. You know what I mean? Because I've already willingly walked into this place.
So you could be like, nah, I'm cool. You don't have to bring up the fact that I'm cool because of this specifically. It's just like when you go try to talk, or, if a guy's trying to talk to a girl, she gonna be like, if she thinks he's ugly, she might just be like, no, thank you. But she's not gonna be like, you ugly,
I mean, yes, but I'm saying to walk away from the you can't prohibit the encounter from happening in the first place.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like, yeah.
So when you walk in, you're almost signing a nonverbal agreement, of saying, hey, look, I am inviting. I don't
think that you're signing a nonverbal agreement that you're inviting it. You're just in an environment where it's more likely to occur based upon the people's characteristics in that room. That's it.
Okay.
Because where else do you go where there's the majority of gay men there? And the answer is nowhere, except when you do that. So you're not necessarily inviting it. You're just in a place where
the space is.
Yeah. Hey, and if you don't want nobody to talk to you, then don't wear your good stuff. That's what you get for putting on your best outfit at the gay club. Like, you know, you knew what you was doing.
Luckily, when it did happen, the person that I'm talking about is such like a mama bear name mentality. They're like, nah, get away.
Oh,
see, I feel like you can get that shit off, right? Like they can get that shit off. Because if we do it, it's a sign of offense.
I'm gonna tell you the best part because now I just put two and two together that I know who you're talking about. And that's probably just the best person to be out with.
Right. For those for
any type of anything.
Yeah.
Because it just
the internal motor keep
that
going.
person just draws people in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a beautiful thing. Huh.
Yeah, that part got me. So, all right, let me see. Last one and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Shows to watch. Now, I don't have any new shows that I've been watching, but I did watch Mission Impossible last night.
Okay.
And for it to be like the 9th installment, I'm just making up a number, right? They've done 1 million of them.
Okay.
Tom Cruise does his own stunts and everything, right? Okay. The acting is, you're not watching it for the acting. You're watching it for the stunts and like the little bit of the storyline. It was a solid movie, man. I mean, I didn't watch it. I didn't pay the movies. I have an anxiety about going to the movies now, especially during the holidays. I feel like at any time somebody can act up and act crazy. So I be trying to avoid holidays going to the movies. It's just me and my weird quirks. But I liked Mission Impossible last night. It was a really, and you know what? I really appreciate Ving Rhames.
Okay,
Ving Rhames, like seeing him in movies. I've seen him in some B and C grade movies, but knowing that this is his shit. Kind of like with like Luda and Fast and the Furious, like you're gonna get you some Ving Rhames.
Okay.
Like I really mess with it. So if you haven't already, it's only part 1. It's a 2.5 hour movie. Mission Impossible. I mean, it was so good. Like my mom, who primarily watches BET shows, Tyler Perry and stuff like that, to see her get into the action movie and say, like rooting for the characters. Like, come on, Mary Beth, you can do it. Like, I'm just making up a name. Like, come on, Mary Beth, you can do it. Jump over the train, girl. Like, like you don't know if they gonna make it or not, especially if it's a part 1 and part 2, and they killing off main characters. So
I might need to let my girl watch this because she has an uncanny ability to be watching a movie where it's clearly nobody's really dying, but she'll hit you with a oh, I cannot believe. I'm like, girl, don't believe because it's not real.
Yeah, I watched The Equalizer. They ain't killing off Denzel. They need him just as much as they needed Liam Neeson for his Taken series, right? Like Denzel just gonna get hurt a little bit. He gonna bounce back. Oh, and Denzel's son, he plays in a new movie called, it's in theaters right now. It's called The Creator.
I seen the preview for that.
Not a bad movie at all.
Okay.
Yeah, not a bad movie. It's like a post-apocalyptic type thing with AI and everything, which I don't think we too far away from the way that movie was made. But yeah, I appreciate Denzel's son, man. My dad was like, it don't look like he really getting in his acting bag. I was like, this ain't the movie where you can get like some death-defying like stunts or big acting out of. This is more of like sci-fi thriller stuff. So, any shows you got? Yeah,
so I stole this one from somebody else, but the Vice's Dark Side series. So they got Dark Side of Comedy, they got Dark Side of Wrestling, they got Dark Side of the 90s.
Yeah.
Is magnificently put together. As a kid, I was a huge wrestling fan, so to see like the behind the scenes inner workings of these dudes fighting, sleeping with each other's wives. I don't know if anybody else is a wrestling fan, but the story of Chris Benoit, very tragic story, but very, very just intriguing to hear about.
I never knew about the whole story.
Him as a parent, to see his surviving child speak about him and looks just like him, and just how that all came about is very, very interesting. The very first story is about the Macho Man Randy Savage. And how him and his Miss Elizabeth was never a wrestler, but was like just, one of the most famous women in wrestling history just by being a figure, and how like wrestling has come up over the years. So if they have a series, if you grew up in the 90s, if you like wrestling, if you like comedy, I highly suggest to watch the series. I watched this documentary on HBO, I think it was, about this. I've been watching a lot about cults. Y'all will know what I'm talking about. I don't know what the name of it is, but just look up Mother Earth. HBO Mother Earth. One of the wildest stories that you'll ever hear. I don't even want to ruin it.
It's a story?
And so...
It has nothing to do with like science or nothing like that?
No, she claimed to be God reincarnated, or maybe even the first coming of God. had all these people following her. And her catch is that she always had a new Father God. You got to watch it.
Yeah,
and even as I'm explaining it to you, I'm only giving you bits and pieces to kind of like draw you in.
Yeah, because that sounds wild.
Hey, insane. And they have interviews from everybody that was in the cult. And at the end of it, she was like figuring out all these ways to like quote unquote heal herself. And she had convinced these people so much of what she was teaching them that when she got to the end and was like, all right, I think I need to go to a real hospital, they was like, no, you don't. You're God. We're not taking you.
She died?
I won't even tell you because the first scene of the documentary is about to trip you out.
Mother Earth.
Just Google Mother Earth HBO, and I forget what the name of it is, but it'll come up because it's like people are talking about it right now.
All right, I got to check it out.
Okay, so that's number one, and then check out the Twin Flames documentary. Again, you know what I'm talking about?
Twin Flames.
No, Twin Flames.
No.
It's this group, it's this guy and this girl. They basically say, we have this kindred connection. And if you want this kindred connection like we got, come join us and we can get you in with it, right?
Sounds
So basically, they're convincing people that, hey, I know this person told you they didn't want you, but they're your twin flame. Like, they're your one. So under no circumstances should you stop pursuing them. So it was people pulling out restraining orders on people. And it was like, don't stop. Don't stop.
That's wild.
It's wild because the people were eating it up. And so they're doing the interviews with the families and they're like, we couldn't convince them otherwise. We were telling them. One girl told a story about how the dude put all the restraining order on him and she was kind of cool off him, right?
Yeah.
And she go to the club one night and they end up in the same club and the police run in there and drag her out the club. They're like, you been stalking this dude, now all of a sudden y'all randomly at the same club?
Right, that made no sense.
It's the craziest thing in the world because then they started running out of dudes to match up with girls. So now they have this group full of girls and they convince half of the girls to turn into men.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that. That sounds crazy.
You gotta watch the Twin Flame. Yeah, it's some crazy.
You definitely in your bag right now.
Yeah. And mind you, I can't take full credit for this. My girl be putting me on to these shows, but they be like captivating because it's like it always blows you away when you see people living a lifestyle when you be like, I would never, and you clearly would.
Right.
And so what's different between you and I where you would and I wouldn't? I just think about it like, even when we're talking about like relationships and dating and stuff like that, and not to sound arrogant or cocky, but like over time it's been quite easy. And so, all you got
to do is present normal.
But imagine not believing, and mind you, these people like aesthetically aren't bad looking people.
Right.
But just in their mind, they don't feel that way about themselves. And so it's like, hey, I'm going to have somebody.
That's what's scary to me.
Yes, very much so.
That's what scares me.
It's scary and it's heartbreaking because it's like, like put you in the.
There is no normal now. You
just didn't have the right setting because there's some dude out there that would have just scooped you up and just loved on you. You just didn't meet him.
Even the fine chicks, they're desensitized to a lot of things.
I mean.
Look, that's another pod.
Yeah. Next week.
All right, man. You got 3 cheers?
I sure do. Okay. So this is actually on the fly, right? Because you brought up Down with Love or whatever it's called. I really wish I could get the name right. So I mentioned earlier that I work with a couple, and I just remembered they actually were interviewed on a podcast about being a couple with Down syndrome and being married and how their life works.
And they live out here.
They live in Escondido. My boy James and his wife Kristen. Okay. Great people. James is like my wrestling dude. He keeps me up to date on all things wrestling. He actually invited me to go see Flow Rider with him too, but we couldn't go to the show. Let's see, what is it called?
Yeah, we definitely got to know the name of that one. That's
okay,
dope.
So she interviewed. This is from she's a psychologist, and she interviews special needs people. Actually, I've only listened to their episodes, so this is just what I'm assuming. But it's called Born Fabulous. The host is Dr. Gretta. And if you look it up on Apple Podcasts, it's on there. James and Kristen, they're actually they're on season 3. So there's 3 whole seasons of this.
Oh, so she's been in her bag.
Yeah, so I really implore you guys to like check this out because just like we're talking about people and dating and being like in different spaces and just kind of like trying to compare the two. I think it's very, very intriguing to know that there's individuals out there that have a story that, before we weren't really telling. Those were the cousins that, they a little different. And I'm so glad that people that have more so been vulnerable and marginalized are getting this opportunity to share their story, because their story is
and it's interesting.
It's interesting and it's incredible, and it's a great story about how two families have really come together to focus on these two individuals to make it so that they can live as normal of a life as possible, because they deserve that.
Right.
And they can't, and there's no possible way that they could do that for themselves. And so the only way that this can happen is for the people in their lives to really, really step up. James, I'm not as close with Kristen, but James' parents are some of the most amazing people that you will ever meet, because they have dedicated their lives to give in. And I hope I'm not sharing too much. They actually lost one of their other children recently. And I got a chance to talk to them and just tell them, for a lot of people, everything would stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Parents don't expect to lose their kids.
True.
That's not typically how it happens. And it's definitely not what people expect.
Right.
So I had to give them their props. I was like, for y'all to continue to show up for James in the way that you do, knowing that you can't stop for his sake, is just powerful to me.
You found the name of it, right, and everything. Yeah.
I said it right. The Born.
Send me a copy.
Born. I'll send it to you directly. But it's the Born Fabulous podcast, James and Kristen's episode. And it's on season 3.
There we go.
And I'll send it to you directly too.
Yeah, shout out to James.
Gretta Harrison is the doctor that does all the interviews. So
I don't want to hang with her real quick. I might have to hit Gretta up, man.
And so, and these are the things. It's even being able to have a conversation with somebody that does something the same as what you do, but from a totally different lens.
I always love that.
Yeah,
I love that's. Somebody hit me up the other day and was like, "Oh, do you want to do an interview?" No, I don't. Like if I think you're dope, or if I think what you're doing is dope and it's worth us sitting down to have questions about it, that I feel like other people should be able to listen in, I'll hit you up.
Yeah.
But we not a rap podcast or nothing like that.
Yeah.
We may talk about rap, you know what I mean, and how it affects the culture.
Or you might have a day where we literally didn't talk about rap at all today.
Which is today.
Yeah.
And we made an hour and 50. You know what I mean? Time just flew. When I looked up, we were already 50 in. I was like, damn, we ain't got through anything.
I was going to say, we haven't even actually said anything.
Yeah, it's all good. Some people love that. I realized the people always ask me, how did we, I get in the podcast and how did we end up? Usually, we would just talk and people would listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just a natural thing. Oh, that's interesting. And I just noticed when people would listen, they wouldn't ask anything. They would watch us like they were getting a show on something.
And I noticed that too, is that sometimes I'll be around, and it's usually at work, but I'll be around a group of people.
Yeah.
And I'd realize most of the time it's me talking to the group and then them responding as a group back to me.
Then picking you to go do the group shit.
Yeah.
I sang for a dude at work, man. He's a cool gentleman. He's got some needs also.
Yeah.
But I don't treat him different. I'm like, yeah, that's my guy, bro. Yeah. So then they after later on, they was like, look, man, it was really special what you did for me. What the hell are you talking about? That's just me. They was like, can you just do it for everybody's birthday? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, if that's what it takes to get the atmosphere back in here.
Wait. So they got you putting on a bow tie and singing for people?
Bro, I got a whole little auto-tune mic I'm going to bring with me, too. Look, man, I look, it's shucking and jive, but at the same time, I'm trying to make the atmosphere better.
That, and there's nothing wrong with endearing yourself to people, because not everybody has that energy and that aura that you have. So what you take for granted, which is just you being you, you're right. They're right. Not even just the guy at your job. You know that people enjoy you coming over and giving them a little bit of that.
Right.
People think it's special. Oh, Carl talked to me, which probably drive your girl crazy, but that's neither here nor there.
It's just me being me, though.
Yeah. She hate that specific line too.
All right. Because she gonna hang on every minute now.
Me being me.
Oh, Cease's there. I'm gonna listen to the whole thing start to finish.
Early.
Was it an hour and 50? I'm there
early. All right, Freeway.
Any parting thoughts or ideas you got? I want to appreciate you for coming out, man. I got to find somebody next week anyway.
No, thank you for having me here, and I'm just glad to see all the growth that's taking place in this room, and know that I had a little part in that.
Yeah, man, these are still the same phone covers.
Yeah, and I was gonna say there's a couple of things in here. I was like, yeah, that was I was half the Venmo on that.
He ain't lying, and we out.